Hello travel fans, I hope you are all doing very well today. You join me today from Dublin Airport. Yes, I'm over in the Republic of Ireland. I took a short flight over from the UK last night, and that's because I'm going to be jumping on a business class flight today from Dublin to Chicago. Now, it was much cheaper when I looked to do it from Dublin compared to the UK, so I did the short hop over last night, and even with all the costs involved with getting over last night, which wasn't too expensive to be fair, it still worked out a lot cheaper, and I'll go through the actual cost and the price difference a little bit later in this video. Right now I am in the Aer Lingus Business Class Lounge here at Dublin Airport. I'm in the one right before US pre-clearance, so there's one before US pre-clearance and one after. I actually got here to the airport before pre-clearance opened. It's about 3 hours before the flight, and I wanted to get here a little bit earlier because I've been assigned a seat, and it was a long story, but basically been trying with Aer Lingus to get through to them because I booked it for American Airlines. So obviously I've had to pick up the phone every time I want to make a change or pick a seat, anything like that. So I tried to get through to Aer Lingus, couldn't get through to them, and I got assigned like a middle seat, but I wanted one of the individual seats. So good news, I managed to get one of those individual seats. We're going to head over to US pre-clearance shortly and go see what the other lounge looks like. This is also my first time ever doing the whole US pre-clearance experience. Obviously it's something that you can't do from the UK. You can only do it from a select number of countries, and Ireland is one of them. There's only a few places in the world that allow it. So looking forward to this. It'll be very strange flying from Europe to America and landing as a domestic arrival, but again, that experience should be very good because obviously sometimes the queues can be quite long at immigration into America, so it'll be nice to just get off the plane. And then I've also got a connecting flight to get onto from there, so I'll be going on to Los Angeles from Chicago as well. I want to say a big welcome to any new viewers onto the channel as well, and also a welcome back to any returning viewers to the channel. Really appreciate all the views on the videos recently, and the channel's been growing really well. The subscribers been growing, so if you do enjoy great travel content, then please do make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you do like today's video, please leave a like on the video, and if you've flown business before, you've flown business on Aer Lingus, or you want to, or you've got any thoughts at all, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll also have all the links to my social media down below as well, so do feel free to follow on there as well, the likes of Instagram and TikTok, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. This is the view as well from where I am in the lounge, so I've actually come to the upstairs bit. It's quite quiet downstairs, so I would have probably been like the only person talking. It's really quiet downstairs. There's quite a few people in here, but it's like dead quiet, to be honest. So I'll show you this view right here. We've got the viewing platform up here, and we've got the Aer Lingus planes here, the American Airlines planes as well. So all the US flights, or US bound flights I should say, are all over here. And you can see there's an Etihad plane there. So obviously Dublin Airport, you get some, like most major airlines operate out of Dublin Airport. You can fly to, well, pretty much like the Middle East, probably the Far East, all across America as well. I know the flight options from Dublin to America are really good. They've got lots of really good options, particularly to the East Coast. There's a number of American flights going out today to other places. There's a couple of New York flights, JFK, Newark. I think there's like an Atlanta as well. So yeah, and a Boston. So yeah, there's quite a few flights there are going out today. It is quite a nice lounge as well. There is a selection of drinks, all sorts. There's hot drinks, cold drinks, there's little privacy pods as well, lots of phone charging everywhere. That's a bit of a gripe sometimes. You can go into these lounges or places and there's actually no phone charging facilities, or they're not very well spaced out, but literally every single seat I'm looking at here has got phone charging, it's got the wireless charging pad, it's got USB plugs, it's got normal plugs. So yeah, you've got plenty of choice when you're here for all that sort of stuff. You can stay well connected. The Wi-Fi is super quick in here, literally. I downloaded a film on Disney and it took about 3 seconds to download. It's super fast, the Wi-Fi in here. But yeah, you've got a selection of coffees, orange juices, beers, soft drinks, snacks, that sort of stuff. I don't think there's any sort of meal service as such. I can't see anything there. So it'll be interesting to compare it to the lounge when we go through US pre-clearance, because the lady on the check-in desk said go through to that one first because that one's better. But then when I came in here, there was a guy who, I think he's been to both before. The lady on reception was basically saying in this lounge you know, I can actually go through now if I want to because I'm business. I don't have to wait for the advertised time to go through to US pre-clearance. So I was weighing up, do I stay, do I go? But I thought, no, I'll give this one a proper experience, mix and match them, because the guy said that this one's actually better. So 2 people so far, one said the other one's better, one said this one's better. So in a little bit of time, I'll be able to give you my verdict and let you know which one I think is better. I'm told this one's a bit quieter than the other one, but that's not always the best thing, because if the other one's got better food and drink options, then that might be a worthwhile payoff. The time is currently 9 a.m. as well, so I've got plenty of time before my flight. We're departing from Dublin at about 11:30. Flying out on a Airbus A330 today, and I have managed to get one of the throne seats, one of the individual seats by the window. I was actually assigned a seat at check-in. Long story short, I changed flights. I was initially supposed to be going to New York, and then I wanted to get into Los Angeles earlier, so I've changed my flight to a Chicago flight instead now. Because I booked through American Airlines, it's not the easiest process. Because I booked for American Airlines, to then select a seat on Aer Lingus, you have to contact customer services, and actually contacting American Airlines was incredible. I mean, not everyone might have had this experience, but literally just messaged them on Twitter straight away, no bots, no nothing. I had the options, all the possible options that I could have taken for an earlier flight. Just went through it with the agent literally on DMs on Twitter, or X, sorry, as we call it these days. So I went through all the options with literally someone on live chat straight away. They had it all sorted for me within literally next to no time. Whereas with Aer Lingus, I was sending a message, I'd get a chat bot, which would then, do the natural filtration. It'd work out that I needed to speak to an agent, and it'd say an agent will get in touch as soon as they can, and they never did. And then I literally got put back in a loop with the bot. I tried to call up the contact centre, and I was told it's a 2-hour wait time as well, so that wasn't ideal. So luckily I managed to get my seat changed, because I was going to be sat in the middle, and obviously I wanted to have a bit more privacy, experience the full throne seat, and also get the window view as well. So luckily I managed to get it checked and changed when I went to go check in. So not a problem at all. The agent was really, really helpful on the desk, and you get a nice little private area to go to for business class check-in, which was quite a relief, because all the economy on the other side of things was very, very busy. There's quite a long queue to actually do your own bag, so you tag your own bag first. There's quite a long queue for that, and there seems to be a bit of a queue as well to actually then go and drop your bags off afterwards. So yeah, it's always nice when you get these little things, you can get through a little bit quicker, and within 5-10 minutes or so, I also got fast track through security as well. So yeah, 5-10 minutes, it was literally bags dropped through security and here in the lounge. This flight is quite a special flight for me as well, because for years and years I've been watching all sorts of travel content. I like the travel content, watching people going to other countries and actually exploring around. One of my favourite YouTubers right now is Harry Jagged. He's been really good to watch, going to all sorts of different places. So yeah, he's got really top content right now, and I love watching what he's doing, going to all sorts of different crazy places and just mixing in with all the locals, like he's almost a local himself. But I also like the travel vlogs as well, for people actually showing you doing the long haul business class flights, that sort of stuff. So I've enjoyed watching content for people like Noel Phillips, Jeb Brooks, Non-Stop Dan. So I've been watching those videos for years. So this is the first time I'm actually properly doing a business class vlog. Now, caveat to that, any subscribers to the channel may have seen I did do a business class vlog when I came back from Australia. I got a last second upgrade by Vietnam Airlines from Hanoi over to London a few months ago. When I came back from Australia, I got an upgrade on the second leg for that long 14-hour flight, which was very welcomed. I did vlog it, but it was also completely unplanned. I didn't get to show any of the business class lounge because I literally got handed the ticket when I arrived there. It was completely unplanned, unscripted. I wasn't planning to be doing any vlogging. It was literally going to be just jump on the flight and head to sleep. So yeah, this is the first one where it's actually all planned in, to do a business class vlog, and I'm honestly so excited for it. All done in the Aer Lingus Lounge now, so I'm going to head to US pre-clearance. Let's see how long this takes. Let's see also if there's any fast track for business class, or if you just have to join the same queues as everyone else. I imagine it's a pretty robust operation now anyways, and it probably shouldn't take too long, because there's only a couple of flights that go out to America. I mean, yes, there's good options, but it's not like Ryanair or something where you've got flights going every 5-10 minutes. I think there's about 6 or 7 flights that are on the board that people can queue for right now, so yeah, it should be pretty steady. that US pre-clearance, wow, that is one of the best things I think I've ever experienced in travel. 30 seconds, genuinely, no more than 30 seconds, American customs done. As someone who was queued for 1 to 2 hours before to get into America, having to wait in line at JFK and places like that, LAX, 30 seconds, genuinely, I'm not even capping. And I can't guarantee it's always that quick, but like I say, there's about 5 or 6 flights that are going out and it literally was that quick, so right on cue as well. Here we are, this is the 51st and Green Lounge, which is for business class here at Dublin post American Customs. We made it into the 51st and Green Lounge, and it's definitely, I'd say, an underwhelming experience in here so far. It doesn't feel like a business class lounge, to be honest. I feel like the lounge I'm going to be in a few weeks' time on the flight home in business from America, that's going to feel like a proper business class lounge. This just feels like a kind of, well, like a pay-to-enter, which is what it is. It's a pay-to-enter lounge that business class also get access to. I thought there was going to be some, proper Aer Lingus business class lounge as such, but that is just on the other side. So it does look quite impressive on the pictures, I must say. I did check it online beforehand, but yeah, the actual airline lounge, yes, it's not got the hot food like here, but the hot food that's here, it is literally just, food that is, I don't know, pre-prepared, just sort of all that sort of stuff, buffet almost, it's a breakfast buffet, that's what it is. It's not freshly made, anything like that. So yeah, ultimately, I'd say if you are going to come through Dublin Airport, you're flying to America, you're in business class, my immediate verdict straight away, and I don't think it'll be changed, is that stay in the Aer Lingus Lounge. Again, this is assuming that you're flying with Aer Lingus or can go into their lounge. I assume if you're flying with American or someone, then you can probably also use the lounge. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. I'd say the Aer Lingus Lounge before US pre-clearance. US pre-clearance is so quick, you don't have to worry about, I'm sure if there wasn't delay or something like that, or it was long wait times, they'd tell you and you'd be aware. So realistically, if you actually do want to have a better lounge experience, I'd say use the Aer Lingus one. Unless you want something like a cocktail. I think they have cocktails here, but I think they also had them in the Aer Lingus Lounge, obviously. I wasn't going to put it to the test and start thinking cocktails at 9 a.m, maybe 10 a.m, but not 9 a.m. So yeah, we'll see how it goes in here. I'll probably go grab some food, see what drinks options they've got. But yeah, so far it's looking like the lounge pre-clearance is better than the one post pre-clearance. I've just ventured down to the food selection to see what they've got and made an interesting acknowledgement when I was down there. So normally when you go to a breakfast, I've virtually never seen this before, in the UK and Ireland, you've always got bacon and sausage, obviously all pork on there. And it doesn't advertise it anywhere, but it must be like a halal section here or halal selection of food, because the only meat that's served is turkey sausage. So I grabbed some of that, no bacon at all. They've got hash brown, they've got beans, they've got vegan sausage. So they've got vegan sausage and turkey sausage. They've got no bacon and no pork sausage. So I can only assume it's, some sort of halal kosher reason, something like that. Other than that, I don't really understand why, because us British and Irish people, we absolutely love, we love bacon, we love sausage. So it seems strange to not have it here. And I guess the Americans are the same as well. Whenever I've been to breakfast in America, there's always sausage. They love the bacon as well in America. So yeah, I don't quite get that, to be honest. But anyways, here's a selection that I've gone for. It is beans, hash brown, and some anemic looking turkey sausage as well, with some really cheap crap cutlery, to be honest. That's the only way I can describe it. There's nothing sort of premium about it. We'll give it a try now, and please pardon all the clanking and the glass sound. I don't know what it is in this lounge, but I'm gonna have to put my headphones on in a second because all I can hear is just plates, bottles clanking. I don't know what it is, if it's like a permanent cleaning team that's going around 24/7, but all I can hear is just glasses, plates, everything just clanking every 5 seconds, honestly. So that's the first time I think I've ever tried a turkey sausage, and I won't be rushing back for more. Let's just say that. They're quite dry, but turkey's quite a dry meat anyway, so that's not surprising. But yeah, turkey sausage, the beans and the hash brown, it's probably about a 3 out of 10, maybe a 4 out of 10 at a real push. All done in the lounge. Like I was saying before, it didn't really improve. It was all right, like I say, it's somewhere to chill, but the seats aren't the most comfy. You don't get a lot of space. It's a bit loud and busy and clanky, so I put my noise cancelling headphones on just to get a little bit of peace and quiet. Did a little bit of editing as well. I'm still working on the Orlando vlogs right now. Obviously so many of those to come out, so by the time this comes out, they'll have all been posted, so you can go back and watch those if you've not seen them yet. But yeah, I'm just working on all that Orlando content right now, so I've got to figure out which gate I'm going to. I think I'm down here. It is 11 o'clock, so yeah, about half an hour-ish until we go in. I'm up on gate 413. I can see there's already a little bit of a queue forming, and I don't think boarding started just yet. I know it says go to gate, so we'll see if the queues actually started moving and people are going on board, or we're just waiting on here. But to be honest, I don't really mind getting on earlier, particularly when you're in business, because you can just jump on. I sound like I've done this all the time. It's only like my 3rd or 4th time ever doing business class, but yeah, it's nice because you can just jump on and chill and have the space. Obviously, normally on a flight, if you fly in economy, it's quite tight, and being like 6'2", 6'3", I'm quite used to that experience, so I normally want to spend as little time as possible on a flight, but you know, when it's like this, get me on there, get me in the mixer, and I want to get on that experience, see what it's like. Here we go. It's an Airbus A330-300 as well, so I tried to check earlier, it didn't really show us till last minute till exactly what plane we were on. So it's an Airbus A330-300. I've got seat 6A, which is one of the window seats. It's like a throne seat, so you've got no one next to you either. So this is the general queue here, and yeah, there is quite a queue in the hour boarding, but we are going to make the most of this business class and head straight through. There's a little look at the plane there. I'm going to keep walking around. It's quite a walk, this one. We'll get to the plane eventually. It's quite a long walk from the actual gate to get to onboard the plane. So here's a first look at the seat and inside the cabin as well. Just serving some pre-departure drinks. I'm so glad that I've got this throne seat. It's so nice, like literally I've just got all this area here just all for myself. So if you look at the other seats in the cabin, people have got people side by side, which I guess that's all right if you're traveling with someone, but I'm traveling out solo, so to have all this space here, plus for all like my phone and for this camera, my other camera, iPad, all things like that, it's nicer to have space to store all those things in here. So of course, loads of leg room, as expected, and quick look out the windows. We've got 2 windows here on this plane. So the pre-departure beverage has been served now. I went for a mimosa. It's quite a champagne mimosa, but it tastes all right. Yeah, it's a very champagne-y one. It's like a splash of orange, but you know what? It's not too bad. I actually like it. So like normal, when you come on board, you get the options. I think it's champagne, orange juice, or water, but I'm sure if you wanted any other drink, definitely a cold drink, they'll probably go and get it for you, to be honest. One thing that's standing out straight away as well is just how much space there is on board. So much storage. So you've got this little storage cabin here, and then down here there's also designated shoe storage down here. That's something separate. I can't open this now, so I'll show you it later, but this is a whole storage thing in here as well. If I open it, then that wine will be going everywhere. So yeah, plenty of space on board, which is good because I've got loads of things I need to put all over the place. I've been jigging passport and cameras and things everywhere, so yeah, Really looking forward to this flight. We've got about 15 minutes or so until we go. I've not taken a look at the menu as well yet, so I'm going to have a little look at the menu. I did take a look online, but these things aren't always the exact same as what they say online sometimes, so I'll have a check through. It's probably going to be a very nice meal, so I'll show you what it is. On today's menu, for starters, it's either Irish crab or a carrot, coconut and lemongrass soup. Entrees, there's a 4-hour braised beef brisket, or you can have tender roast cod or some asparagus, edamame and garden pea risotto. There's also seasonal salad and desserts as well. We've got strawberries and cream mousse enriched with strawberries on a chocolate sponge. Sorry, it seems like I can't read, I'm just reading off the screen. Just realised I'm sat trying to read the menu through the camera lens, which is a lot smaller. I should just look to the side, so we'll carry on now. Or you can have an Irish cheese board as well, and then pre-landing there's popcorn, chicken or plant-based bites, a trio of sweet treats, and if we're going to the west coast of America, which we're not actually, we're going to mid-America, we would have got some mini Cantonese style vegetable spring rolls and mild sweet potato samosa. They do always seem to have ample supply of snacks on these flights as well, and that's whether you're in business or economy, but yeah, in business they sometimes have a few little extras as well for you. Right then, we are underway on this flight to Chicago. The air hostesses have come round with these little Wi-Fi cards, so I just went and asked, I just said, how do you actually connect to the Wi-Fi, because it's got paid options, but in business you get it for free. So they came round with these little cards, and as you see here, I've not actually used mine yet. I'm going to use it in a second, but it's like a little scratch card, so scratch here and win some Wi-Fi. So the flight's underway now. We've got a bit of a headwind coming ahead for us, and they said there might be some turbulence in about half an hour or so, but the food service is going ahead, so I think they're just starting to prepare for it now. So meal service is coming. I've had another little look through at the menu, and this time it wasn't through the lens of a camera, so it was a bit easier to read this time. So I'm not going to go for a starter. I'm going to give a starter a miss. I'm not really a fan of Irish crab and cauliflower, to be honest, and not too fussed on soup either, so I'll give those a miss. And then on the entrees, it's between the beef brisket or the cod. I think I'm going to go for the beef brisket, but I'm not 1,000,000%, but I think I will go for that. And then dessert, it's the strawberries and cream domed mousse. I think I'm going to go for that over the cheese board. Now, for any of you who saw the Travel to Orlando vlog, which was released in May, you will have seen that I tried some blue cheese on that and wasn't very keen on it, and a couple of the names on here I don't recognise what cheeses they are. I don't want to run the risk of it being lots of blue cheese, so we're going to give that a miss. Also, I didn't show you this bit, there's also, as you can imagine, plenty of wines on the menu as well, and cocktails too. So we've also got some cocktails on here. There's 5 different cocktails: a margarita, an old-fashioned, a Cosmo, a Negroni, and a signature cocktail. So whatever signature cocktail is, I'll have to ask on that one, because there's zero description at all. And then the usual whiskies, Baileys, beers, soft drinks that you could expect. So like I say, the service should be coming round soon, and we'll see what the food service is like. In terms of in-flight entertainment, I need to take a little look through, but to be honest, it's always the usual selection of films on long-haul carriers, so there'll be a few films I'll be able to watch. I've also downloaded some things on my iPad. I'm much prefer to actually do that than watching films on the in-flight entertainment normally, so I've got some episodes of Welcome to Wrexham. Some of the last few episodes have been released now, so I've got them to watch, and I've also, I don't know why, I just want to watch the last Star Wars Episode 9, so I downloaded that, so that's like a 2.5 hour film, so between those, that's more than half the flight taken straight there. It's not time just yet, but I feel like I'll be going to sleep soonish, and I'll be able to do this and just drop back and recline. Oops. It's not the most seamless process here. Oh bloody hell. It's quite clicky, this. Oh. Oh well, maybe I'm not going to sleep. Right, we'll try again. Here we go. We are laying down eventually. No, we're not. This was supposed to be quite smooth and seamless, but it's proving to be anything but. This seat is really struggling, and let's come back up. There's quite an irony that this is a seat that I specifically requested, and it's hopefully when I actually want to lay down and get a little bit of sleep at some point, it's a bit easier than that, because I never actually got flat there. I just kept jittering around and never got flat. So yeah, we'll see when I actually want to sleep if we can go flat or not. Okay, it's taken a few attempts, but we are down now, so this is laying flat. It's not like totally lay flat. Anyways, as someone who's like fairly tall, I can just about stretch my legs out, but literally my feet are right at the end, so I'm gonna have to wiggle up here a little bit, but then it's not perfectly flat, it's a little bit up like that, so it's not a perfectly flat bed. So that is one thing to call out, and I'm guessing that's because obviously this is a narrow body plane, so there's not as much space to play with, but still, hey, it's not a complaint, it's just an observation, because I would still much rather be in here than obviously sat in a normal seat, so I can't complain at all. I can hear some cutlery as well, so it sounds like the meal service is starting. Just to call out as well, you'll notice we've got, so all the buttons and panels are back here. There's also down here as well, it's probably just out of shot. And then there's also a universal plug there. Well, there's my universal plug, sorry, and there's a universal socket which is plugged into, so if you've got like a European or American or a British plug, you can plug it into there anyways. But yeah, I've got one of these things. I do highly recommend, if you do some travelling and go between like America, Europe, Australia, Asia, places like that, it's worth getting one of these things, because all you have to do is literally, it's just a slot on the side. I got it from Amazon. It was like, I don't know, like £20-30. You can get, there's different ones you can get, so you can go for the cheaper one, but it's got a lower power output, so you won't get fast charging. Or you can go for, I think I went for like the second or third most expensive one, which has got faster charging. Obviously, like I've got a laptop, iPad, things like that. Like slow charge is not really ideal for things like that. So yeah, I'll be able to put the link somewhere in the description. So if you are travelling, honestly, this is one of the best purchases that I've ever made. Can't recommend it enough. And this one it's a Tessan one. So I'll try and find a link to this, and I'll stick it down in the bio if you want to buy it. I can quickly show you now, because I've actually got a clean work surface on here with no phones or things in the way now. So this is how big the storage cupboard is. So I'm sure you can see inside there. I've got the case inside there. That is look at that. That's a huge storage bin there. I've got my wireless headphones case. You could, if you've got a small bag, you could actually almost fit a small bag in there. Any bottles, there's a bottle holder back here. If you've got any separate bottles you brought in from the terminal, a bottle of Coke or something like that, whatever really, bags of sweets, food of any sort, you can literally fit loads in there. So I think I've sussed out what the drink I got earlier was, because when I said mimosa, the lady serving me, not her there, it was someone else, the lady serving me looked utterly bewildered when I said mimosa, but she's like, okay, and then just looked confused and walked off, and then took a while to come back, and I thought, and maybe that explains why it was very champagne-y and tasted like it only had a hint in of like orange juice, because it turns out the signature cocktail on here, I thought I'll go for it, give it a try. So it turns out the signature cocktail is champagne with some sort of fruit syrup in it. I present to you the exact same drink I had before takeoff. Yeah, it's the exact same. Still tastes just as good. It was a very nice drink, and I'm happy to have more of it. And then we've also got as well, so they brought around these little like cheese onion biscuit things with like an onion jam, and I'll be honest, not for me. So I just said, I'm not too fussed on that, so you may as well take it, because I don't want to waste it or anything like that. So she took it back and offered me a few other things. The first other alternative was cheese and onion crisps, and again, this theme of like cheese and onion, I'm just trying to keep away from that. I don't like cheese and onion, so cheese and onion biscuit, no. Cheese and onion crisp, no. And then she offered me some of these, and I love the little fella that comes on these potatoes, these Irish crisps. I've seen it before when I've been in Ireland, and yeah, love this little guy. So I've got some salt and vinegar crisps, so that was very, very nice of her, so thank you for that. So you're going to tuck into these. I'm not sure when the actual meal service is, because it is, well, it's coming up to 10 to 1, so logically it's not a bad time to start serving food, so I'm guessing they're getting the drinks out first and then the food might come down later. The fasten seatbelt sign's gone on as well. I think I said earlier there was going to be potentially a bit of turbulence. We had the slightest little bump, but there's been nothing, so I'm not sure if it's just sort of, you know, forecasting that more might come or it's going to get a bit bumpy yet, I don't know, but that might delay the food coming, we'll wait and see. But so far, I have to say, everything has been all good here in Aer Lingus Business Class, apart from the seat being a bit shaky on the way down and a bit not smooth, let's just say. It wasn't smooth on the way down, but it went down eventually. Outside of that, can't really fault anything, to be honest. It's been pretty good, and I know you're still waiting to find out exactly how much I paid for this and why I flew to Dublin first to take this flight, because as you can imagine, it must be some sort of decent saving, so we'll get onto that later in the video. So I recently stumbled upon a way to actually earn money from travelling and also a way to save money from travelling. So it's been game changers for me. I've already saved hundreds and hundreds of pounds on trips that I've booked for this year. We've got a hotel booked in Las Vegas later on this trip in America, and I've also got hotels booked in Abu Dhabi and Dubai later this year, and I've already saved hundreds and hundreds of pounds on those. So if you do want to know anything more about how I've started to travel smarter, earn money back from travel and start to book with, you know, discounted industry rates, then shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram link is going to be down below. Send me a message and I'll tell you a bit more about it, because honestly it has revolutionised travel for me, and I'd love to get more people on board with this. Only a few people I know are actually involved and have been doing this, so if you want to find out more about it, then just shoot me a message and I'll let you know. The food has arrived and wow, it looks amazing, it smells amazing. We're going to see now, does it taste amazing? So we've got the slow cooked beef here with some tender stem broccoli, what looks like a parsnip there as well, and some mash, so, and then some gravy as well. Honestly, it smells really, really good. We've got this bread as well, some bread and butter, and a small side salad as well, and a glass of water it's also come with. I'm not sure if they're coming around offering any drinks, otherwise I'll just be having the water with this. And then we've got all the nice cutlery as well. It just completely falls apart when you're cutting it, like it's honestly so soft. Wow. That is amazing. Genuinely amazing. Without doubt, that is one of the best meals I've ever had on a plane. 100% one of the best meals I've ever had on a plane so far. Try the mash as well. Texture. It's like jelly mash. It's got to be, and you see what it like this. Oh, so it's Parmesan polenta. It's not mash, it's Parmesan polenta. I have no idea what Parmesan polenta is, but it's interesting. Thank you. Yeah, Parmesan polenta, it's an interesting texture. It's kind of like a jelly texture. I'll see how the broccoli is as well, if it's okay. Has an interesting taste. I kind of started with a beet and kind of got a bit downhill from there, but yeah, honestly, still the beef is sensational. So that is pretty much carrying the dish, so I'm going to work my way through this and then I'll give you a final review at some point. The dessert has just been served and it is this strawberries and cream domed mousse, that's what it's called. I thought it said doomed mousse at first, which I thought was a bit of an ominous name, but it's domed mousse, so it's literally a semi-sphere of mousse. So I'll give this a try. It's also been served with a cup of tea as well, so I hope it's Yorkshire tea. I hope it's Yorkshire tea they're using here on Aer Lingus. Let's see how this tastes. I'm sure it'll be good. The chocolate was flinging everywhere, but it's nice. It's just a light strawberry cream mousse. essentially it. There's nothing to not like about it, unless you don't like strawberries or cream, but luckily I like both. So yeah, pretty nice, solid choice, a nice way to finish off after the meal. The meal wasn't super filling, that's one thing I would say. It was really good quality, just not super filling, but honestly the taste of that beef, that is some of the best slow cooked beef I've ever had, and it's on a plane. So yeah, definitely full marks for that. It was very good. Just like a lot of good meals, you wish there was more of it. And yeah, a solid dessert here, and then I'll have the tea afterwards as well to wash down the meal, and a couple of champagne cocktails that I've had as well. I do like as well that it's been quite a prompt meal service, in the sense of, you know, the food's come out, it got served, and then sometimes I've noticed, you know, when you're on a plane and there's a meal service, you can be sat waiting with food. You've finished all your food, you can be sat for like 20-30 minutes, something like that. With this, as soon as I was finished, it was straight on, straight away, and desserts are out, and it's not even like they've been in just one full suite. They're literally checking the whole cabin, different people are finished at different times. I can see them up and down constantly, checking over where people are at. Literally I'd finished, they cleared my main meal away, brought my dessert, and now I'm eating this, and I'm sure that it'll be cleared away fairly soon after eating it as well. So the service has been really prompt and really on point. Hello everyone, it is now only an hour until landing, and we've got a bit more food. So the crew have just brought out the popcorn chicken. That's the pre-landing meal. I think it's the afternoon tea they call it, similar to what they call it on Virgin. Speaking of tea, I've also got another cup of tea that's come with it as well. So I'll be having that and a few of these little like sweet treat type things here. I'll show you these. So it's like a little bun, it's like a little carrot cake or something, and some sort of little chocolate thing, like a little eclair bowl, something like that. I'm not 1,000,000% sure what that one is, but they all look quite nice. They're all just small, little bite-sized sweet treats to have after the chicken popcorn. We've just crossed over as well into American airspace, so like I said, only about an hour left of the flight, so been on here for 6 and a bit hours now, making good time. We're going to be arriving on time into Chicago. I think I've got about 2 hours in Chicago as well until my connecting flight through to Los Angeles as well. So yeah, literally it's all going to plan. I do have another flight to get later as well. That'll be part of a separate vlog, and probably the Los Angeles one I'll keep this vlog just for, you know, talking through the Aer Lingus Business Class experience, because I'm heading on to Los Angeles. And last minute, my friends have planned a trip to Las Vegas, so I'm jumping on that as well. So yeah, I was initially going to be flying to New York and going to LA, and then the only way to get to LA earlier to then get a flight to Vegas, because my only option when speaking to American Airlines, who I booked the flight through, was to change the time or change where I connected through. I still had to go to LA, I couldn't fly to Vegas, so yeah, the only option was to try and get some sort of earlier flight, which has seen me now going to Chicago to get to LA 2 hours earlier, so that hopefully, touch wood, I will make it to Las Vegas on time. It's looking like it should be okay. I've got about an hour or so to go and check the bags, so stay tuned for the next vlog, because whatever happens or whatever goes down, once I've landed in Chicago, from there, that'll all be in the next vlog, so stay tuned for that. So back to this here, I'm going to try a little piece of this chicken. So it is just like a little Korean fried chicken, barbecue chicken type thing. It's alright, it tastes nice. It comes on a plate of like seeds and edamame beans and things like that, so won't be having them, but the chicken's alright. It's a bit lukewarm, but it tastes really good. It's just like barbecue with like a little bit of spice on it. I did manage to get some sleep as well, and I also managed to get the bed fully flat. Now, couldn't really show it because the cabin was all completely dark. Everyone had the blinds shut. In fact, we've all only just partially opened our blinds now, like everyone in the entire cabin, so it was pretty hard to show in low light. But yeah, I managed to get the bed flat. I basically had to shuffle right forwards and just keep pressing it until the bed went fully flat. So I laid down, got a bit of sleep. I woke up for for the first time somewhere over Greenland. I just had the map up on the screen, so I woke up, saw we were over Greenland, had a drink, and then literally laid back down, went back to sleep, and woke up about halfway over Canada. So I've been awake for about an hour-ish now, something like that. Once the bed actually does get flat as well, it is very comfy and sufficient space as well. Like I say, I'm quite tall and I could fully stretch out on it, so even in the fact it's not a big 757 777 that they use Aer Lingus on these routes to America, it does the job. Unless you are literally like 6'5", which I think most airline seats probably struggle to accommodate you, then all is good, to be honest. So that's the final meal service all complete. All three of those little cake things were all quite nice. One was like a little sponge cake with some strawberry frosting on top. Another was a little carrot cake, and the other one was like a little eclair type thing as well with a cream inside it. So we literally got 30 minutes left now. The cabin crew are coming round, everyone's getting their seats up, window blinds back open so you can see. You see what I mean now? The cabin is now a lot brighter now that everyone's got the windows open. So we're just about to pass around the bottom side of Lake Michigan, I think. We seem to be kind of going parallel to it. On obviously the other side of the plane is where you'd be able to see. I wouldn't be able to see Lake Michigan out of my window. So yeah, we're literally going to go around the bottom, coming to land at Chicago O'Hare. Overall, it's been a really pleasant flight, and it's gone by like super quick as well. And I think that's just down to, and I think like when you're comfortable on a flight and in a good environment, like it just helps it go by quick. I mean, Christ, that genuinely, the Ryanair flight I took yesterday, so I jumped on a Ryanair flight which was 35-minute flight time from Manchester to Dublin. That felt like as long as this flight because I was literally hemmed in. It's the tightest seat ever, no legroom, literally a seat pressed up against my knees, whereas with this you can just lay down, chill, good service, good food, you can just relax, you can spread out, I haven't got to jump over someone to go to the toilet. It's just these nice little things that do make the difference when travelling, particularly when travelling long haul as well. Now's the time to mention as well, so why exactly have I flown to Dublin first and flown with Aer Lingus? Let me explain to you. So whenever I fly long haul to the US, I always do it in premium economy just for the leg room and the space. That's the main reason really, particularly because I normally go to California on the west coast. So I went to Florida last time, that's like an 8-hour flight, but normally I do the 10, 11-hour flight over to California. Done that about 6-7 times now. So when I do that, I like to do in premium, I like the space, and typically, I pay around £1,100 for it, something like that. And I'd heard before about flights being cheap from Dublin, so I just thought, I'll look out of interest, because I think the taxes and the duty and things like that put on by the Irish government are a lot lower than what the British government put onto flights. That's kind of roughly what I've heard, and to be honest I can see it, because for this flight I paid around £1,300, whereas the equivalent flight, and there's some real I just couldn't believe it. There was even an option that could take you from Dublin to London and then to LA. So that was the route, Dublin, London, LA. It was like £1,400. London to LA on the exact same flight that you'll be connected in from Dublin, just because you were originating in the UK. It was nearly £3,000. Nearly £3,000 compared to £1,400, just because the flight starts in Dublin. Now, I'm not really like a points expert. I have used points and miles for flights, but I'm not one of these people where I can like really travel hack and absolutely smash it. I think I've got about 250,000 points just sat right now not being used. I actually used points for my flight, which I'm going on from LA to Vegas. I redeemed 12,000 miles and paid £4 for that, so that was a good redemption. American Airlines seems to have really, really good redemptions on domestic flights, so I just used my Avios points for that. But yeah, how mad is that? Like, let me know, guys. Have you ever gone somewhere else or done something like I've done to take advantage of an insane deal like this? Because for me, like £1,300 round trip business class from UK and Ireland to the west coast of America, and that is my cue now to start packing everything away. I've got to get everything in the overhead lockers, so bagging everything. I'm going to take this camera down as well, so I will catch up with you guys when we are on the ground in Chicago, and we'll do a bit of a proper review, talk about the flight. I know I've kind of touched on it so far, but I'll do a full review, give you some ratings. Obviously I've just told you about the pricing as well and what I paid for the flight, so yeah, catch up soon, and next time we see each other we'll be in Chicago. We're here, America, Chicago O'Hare International Airport, which is the 6th busiest US airport by annual passenger volume as well, fun little fact, and I think it's the 7th biggest by cargo volume, so very big, very popular airport. In fact, saw lots of commercial planes and plenty of cargo planes as well, DHL, FedEx planes on the way in here. So I'm going to go and try find the Admiral's Lounge here. It should be somewhere just up here, if I've read it correctly on the website, on the American website I should say. And yeah, we'll go in there, give you a nice little summary of how the Aer Lingus long-haul business class experience was. We'll wrap up this vlog and then get ready to kick off for the next vlog as we go across to LA and then to Las Vegas. Been given this little identification card to get in, so here we are. I am invited to the Flagship Lounge, it says, so let's go and see what it's like. So we are here in the Flagship Lounge and I've got a spot of lunch, so it's actually a really nice selection of food, really good selection of food, much better than both the offerings in Dublin. And I can't say I'm surprised, because I know that, I mean, this is the American Flagship Lounge, so you'd expect that it's going to be pretty good, and it is, to be honest. So I've gone for some pasta, I've gone for some salmon, I've also gone for some cured ham. I think that's what it looks like. It's either cured ham or normal ham. I can't quite tell, it looks like cured ham, but we'll find out in a second. And 2 different cheeses as well. It doesn't say what they are. I think one's just like a normal cheddar and maybe like a parmesan, something like that. So I'm going to give this a try and see what it tastes like. I've just tried a bit of pasta and that is lovely. And we've also got the high noon as well, getting on the seltzers. So I've got about 15-20 minutes or so in here, and then it's going to be heading on to the flight to Los Angeles. So the food was solid here, really good food here. Again, for buffet food, it was really high quality. So definitely recommend, if you get a chance to go into an American Flagship Lounge, 100% do it. So the flight, what do we think about the flight then? I'd say 100,000,000% double check and have a look. If you're flying from the UK, see if you've got any options to fly from Dublin, because the value for money that I've got from that flight with this lounge, with the business class, all the whole experience, there's little things like you don't get the amenity kit and stuff like that, but to me, I'm not too fussed. I've already got my own eye mask, to give you things like moisturiser and stuff like that, but in reality you can live without that sort of stuff. So it's not the be all and end all, particularly when you're saving thousands of pounds by doing the actual journey. I think it's definitely worthwhile, 100%. So there's little things here and there where there were certain little things, like when my cupcake came, it had basically been decapitated and all of the frosting had been knocked off, just little things like that. But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty solid, to be honest. Right, that was actually a really suitable time to leave the lounge, because the flight for LA has just been called to boarding, so I'm going to head there and jump on it. And the bloke next to me started having a really loud conversation on the phone. He had his earphones in and having a very loud conversation. It's things like that where, I'm still getting used to, I get it's different when you're vlogging and whatnot, but I'm still getting used to talking loud out in public, or louder, so that, obviously you guys can actually hear what I'm saying and whatnot. And yet there's some guy just completely nonchalant, got his headphones in, doesn't care, he's having because it's quite quiet in there as well. He's having a conversation and the whole room can hear his conversation he's having with his wife. Yeah, I need to be more like that guy and just not care and just talk more. But yeah, so to summarise, it was a really good experience on Aer Lingus. Definitely recommend it. It's definitely worth taking the hop over to Dublin first if you have to do that, and book a cheap little flight with Ryanair or someone, or you can find a cheap one with BA, Aer Lingus, someone like that. Definitely worth doing that, and yeah, then taking advantage of the more cost-effective flights out of Dublin compared to out of the UK. I don't know what it's like for other parts of Europe, maybe it's just Dublin, but you guys have to tell me yourself if you know any other places where you can fly to the US in business class for a lot cheaper than your own country. So this is where we're going to wrap up the vlog today. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watched, whether you're new, whether you've watched my vlogs before. Welcome to the channel. If you wouldn't mind leaving a subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. The channel's getting towards 1,000, that magical 1,000 subscribers number, so hitting that's a big goal of mine. Hopefully I've hit it by the time this video is out, but we'll wait and see. If you do like today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up as well. And if you've got anything to say at all, you've done business class, you want to do it, you've flown from whatever in business class, I'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah, links to the socials down below as well. And until the next time, I'll see you soon. Keep traveling, and yeah, stay tuned for this America trip. This is just the introduction to it, the travel to America. There's so much to come over the next few weeks, so yeah, stay tuned, plenty more to come.